Hi, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you a full face of makeup using my current favorite products. My favorites do switch up a lot, but right now these are my top makeup products in pretty much every category, so let's get into it. First things first, I'm going to pull my hair back. Just clipping it up to apply my makeup. Starting off, I'm not going to go in with primer, but I am going to share with you my current favorite primer, which is the Say Glowy Super Gel Primer in the shade Star Glow. This basically just makes your skin super glowy and shimmery, and it looks really pretty, but the product that I'm using all over for like my foundation is also a glowy product, so I don't really need both, but this is my current favorite makeup primer. When I'm not using something glowy as my base, I always go in with this first. Starting out with complexion, I am going in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This is like my all-time favorite product for my complexion. Like, I use this as foundation all the time. It's not super full coverage, but it kind of just has the right amount of coverage, and I like the finish and how glowy it is and how hydrated it makes my skin look. So going in with this first. When I'm blending this product out, there's two different brushes that I use. I either use this dual-ended Refi Beauty brush or this IT Cosmetics foundation brush. I usually use the foundation brush when I want the product to be like as flawless as possible. So if I'm doing like a really full glam look, I will use this, but this is just great. It's like an everyday brush to quickly blend this product out. So I'm gonna go in with this one today. After that is on, I like to go in with contour, and I'm using this Morphe contour stick today. This is one of my favorite contour products. It's a very cool tone stick, so it's actually like a true contour, and it blends really nicely, and I also like how small it is, so it's really precise, and you can just put it on the spots that you really want to contour. So I like to do that on my cheekbones, then my forehead. It's really nice for the nose too because it's so precise. And then I do put some on my eyelid as well, and on around my mouth. To blend that out, I use my normal like cream bronzer slash contour brush, but I take the small side and I just lightly start to blend that out. I feel like when I use the small side, I can be more precise with the contour. I don't like to drag this all over my face because I want it to stay pretty much exactly where I placed it, so that those parts of my face, so that part of my face is the most contoured and looks the most snatched. So I just lightly kind of start to blend it out in this area with this side of the brush. For the forehead, I do kind of bring it up into my hairline a little bit, just so there's not like, it's not like white and then contoured. Then I always bring the eye up. I always bring the nose contour up into the inner corner of my eye. I literally cannot talk today. And then I just start blending out the contour that was on the outer part of my eyelid too. After the contour, I do like to add more color to my face, so I like to go in usually with some sort of cream bronzer type product. And my all-time favorite product is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I don't know if this is technically a cream bronzer, but that's what I use it for. This is what it looks like. Mine is almost out because I use this all the time, but it's honestly like such an amazing product. I would say it's like an in-between of a contour and a bronzer because it is kind of cool tone, but it's not as cool tone as like a true contour, so it's somewhere in between, but It is like the most flawless, smooth product ever. It looks really good. So I like to take that and just basically put that all over my face where I would normally put cream bronzer. So I'm not as precise with this product as I am the contour. And it just really gives my face like the perfect color, but it's so soft on the skin and it blends so nice. Then I like to put some on my chin too. And then I take the small side to do my nose. And then eyes too. Typically I would go in with concealer next, but I started doing a new technique where I put on my blush first and then my concealer. So the blush I'm using, my dog just came in here, but the blush I'm using today is by Say. It's the Dewy Blush in the shade Lady. This is one of my, I would say my favorite blush right now. It's just kind of like the most perfect everyday blush color. Like you can use it in the summer, you could use it in the winter. It's kind of just like a really, I guess, like neutral tone blush. It's kind of like a mauvey pink, but it's very soft, so honestly it works great for like any time of the year, and I just really love the finish of it. So what I do is I always like take that and put it on the back of my hand first, and then I take my blush brush and I start applying that all over my cheeks, and I make sure to get it like up underneath my under eye because it color corrects it helps color correct any like discoloration under there. And then once you put the concealer over it, it just kind of helps like blend everything together so there's no harsh lines and your under eyes aren't like white and then cheeks super pink. So I kind of am a little heavy-handed with it, but the concealer will help like mute it down, so it looks like a lot now, but it won't look that intense after the concealer. And then I always put some on my nose too. Blush is on. It looks really crazy right now, but it's kind of one of those things where you just really have to trust the process. And this blush that I use today is not even that intense. Like usually if I'm using a more pigmented blush, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But after you put on the concealer, I promise it looks way better. But for concealer today, my favorite concealer is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer. This is kind of like a newer discovery for me, but I love this concealer so much. It is amazing. I can't say enough good things about it. What I like to do is just take a little bit and start putting that around my face. You really don't need a lot of this. A little bit goes a long way. And then I just kind of like spot conceal off my acne. And to blend, I'm taking my normal concealer brush and I'm just going to start blending that all over my face. Since some of these pimples are like kind of go up into the area where I put the cream bronzer, I might have to go over it again with that after, but first I blend it out to see how it looks and then I go from there. So as you can see, the blush looks less crazy after you add the concealer. But I am going to go back in with a little bit more of the Transforming Skin Enhancer just to make sure that there's like no harsh lines between the concealer and the contour. So taking the same brush, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of that just on my cheeks to make sure that everything kind of blends together nicely. Moving on to highlighter. The highlighter that I'm using today is this Smashbox cream highlighter. I like this highlighter the most, just mainly because it's cream. I don't have a lot of other cream highlighters, but yeah, I just am really into cream products. So any cream highlighter I prefer over a powder. So this one right now just happens to be my favorite in my collection, but it's just like a champagne color. It's nothing too dramatic. And I take this brush here and I'll just start applying that to my cheeks. I mainly keep it on the very high points of my cheeks, and then my nose, and my eyes too. And I do like to add a little bit to my eyelids just to give them a shimmer, since I'm not going to add any eyeshadow. The contour and then skin enhancer that I added to my eyelids is basically the base of my eye makeup look, and I don't really add anything else on top of that. Moving on to my eye makeup, like I just said, I don't really use any eyeshadow on like this day-to-day makeup. If I am going to use an eyeshadow palette or eyeshadow, I usually reach for the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes eyeshadow palette, because this has all of like my perfect shades. Anything pretty much that I ever need is in this palette. If you are like a neutral tone girl, then I highly recommend this, because honestly it's perfect. I don't wear eyeshadow all the time, but when I do, this is the palette that I'm going to usually be wearing like 9 times out of 10. But aside from that, for my eyebrows, I always go in with the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Pencil. This has been a favorite of mine for such a long time. It's an amazing eyebrow pencil and it's super cheap. So I just kind of like to fill in any bare spots that I have, and then I blend it out with the spoolie. And to top that off, I always go in with NYX The Brow Glue. This is also one of my like favorite eyebrow products. I've been using this for a very long time, and I have yet to find something that I like better, so this has been a favorite forever. Now for mascara, my favorite mascara ever is the e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara in the black shade. I use this all the time. This is probably my most worn mascara ever. Like I reach for this basically every time I do my makeup. So I just take that and start applying it all over my eyelids. My dog is being so loud. I'm so sorry. Please ignore him. I think he just wants attention, so he's like breathing extra loud. Last up, we have lips, and the lip combo is pretty simple, but it's honestly been my favorite for the last couple months, and I've been doing it like all the time. Whether I'm wearing makeup or not, I will always put on this lip combo. So what I do first is I take this NYX Lip Stain Lip Liner in the shade Naughty Nude. It's just a very dark brown color, and I kind of use it to contour my lips. So I take that and I just start basically like overlining the center of my lips with this lip pencil. And as I do it, I kind of blend it out with my finger so there's no harsh lines. And then I feel like that just gives my lips like a little bit more of a shape. They look a little bit bigger, which I like. So that's the first step. And then next up, I go in with like another lip liner, more of a color. This one that I like to use is the same lip liner from NYX, but it's in the shade Cuff Me, which is more of like a pink color. So I take this and I outline my lips like I normally would with a lip liner. And then I still use my finger to blend it out so it's not like super harsh. And I do add a little bit of color like around the center of my lips so that it all blends out together. And then to top that off, I keep it really simple. I just go in with a gloss, and lately I've been going between these two, which is the Summer Fridays Butter Lip Balm and then this e.l.f. Squeeze Me Lip Balm. I'm going to use the e.l.f. one today just because that's what I'm feeling. This one has a little bit of a shimmer to it, which I like, but honestly, I don't know. I can't really choose between the two. I love them both. Alright, and that completes this look using my current favorite makeup products. Like I said, these are the ones that I've been obsessed with recently, but my favorites kind of change often depending on like if I'm trying out something new or if I discover a new like hidden gem, then the stuff can easily be replaced. I mean, my eyebrows and my mascara, I feel like those products are like staples and probably will be for the rest of my life, but as far as like complexion products, I change those up a lot like when I find something that I like. But for now, these are my favorites. Let me know down below some of your like all-time favorite products, because I love to try out new things and I might find a new favorite of mine as well from one of your recommendations. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!